And we're rolling. All right. Let's just let people filter on in. Cool. All righty. Let's let people filter on in. What's the listener count right now? Great. Let's let people keep filtering on in here. What you been up to this week besides ARC, Matt? Same here. A lot more productive. Start working out again and doing jujitsu. A lot of fun. Well, if you do jujitsu, I think it's an investment. Like, even if you really tire yourself out in the morning, the rest of your day you'll be more productive. Um, a lot of fun. Usually they at gyms they'll have practices at like 5 in the morning too, like 5 or 6 before the day. All right. Yeah, get that. All right. What kind of listeners we got right now? Oh my gosh, they can't hear you again. They said it's got to be in the settings or something on your end. I think StreamYard's probably not picking it up. Well, if we can't troubleshoot Mad Bay stuff, of course I can talk. And this one's recording, right, Mad Bay? Right, right. Good. Good, good, good. Did you find a setting? No, that's all right. I can proceed with these questions. Oh, why don't I get started? That's fine. If there's anything else on your end, just look for it right now. But I can get started with those whale questions from last time. I was gonna be answering these ones again because the recording didn't come out. I know you guys got work and stuff, so a lot of you weren't able to hear the answers to these. So yeah, this is from I'm Ari in Discord. They're very excited, looking forward to all the different things we're coming out with. Question one: subscriptions will be part of Matrix and Reactor Mark II release. Is this both fiat and crypto paid subscriptions? So initially, we're going to be rolling everything out in fiat, but we do want to add crypto as well. Especially with Matrix, people are going to want to preserve their anonymity with that, and I could see a great deal of people using the crypto subscriptions, especially Matrix. So, question two: why don't the bigger AI companies have encrypted models yet? Surely, if there's a market for it, they are working on it. Do you have any insight or idea about that? In other words, how long do you see Matrix being ahead of the rest? So I actually spoke with our CTO, Henry, about this a couple weeks ago. And I mean, where we stand right now, he thinks we're 2 to 3 years ahead. The reason why these companies haven't developed it yet, it's because they haven't figured out how to. I mean, otherwise they would, right? They're a lot bigger than us. They have much bigger budget. But similar to the reactor, why the reactor model is better, um, with our ontological system, we have some unique IP with Matrix that allows it to be homomorphic, right? We don't store the person's private key. The decryption is done, or the inference itself is fully encrypted, and I mean these other companies just haven't been able to figure it out yet. That's uh, that's why they don't have it. So three, have any previously mentioned companies like Rabobank followed up on wanting to try out Matrix or Reactor since the webinar, or followed up at all? The answer is no. Um, those companies, they wanted to attend for the sustainability lecture, and since the political climate changed, uh, I mean, we have to restart the entire conversation over again. So yes, they're still in our pipeline, but they haven't really followed up like we wanted them to. Four, integration costs were mentioned. Tens of thousands of dollars for Matrix. While big normal companies can afford that, they'll most likely be paid in fiat. How will you attract crypto companies to integrate? And would they have the same kind of pricing? Those crypto companies integrating is what ARC holders will benefit from directly. Excuse me. Will benefit from directly as opposed to normal companies paying fiat. Of course, in the long run, there'll be benefits from those as well, from extra marketing capital, etc. Well, first of all, if Matrix takes off like I believe it can, it's going to benefit both sides significantly. I mean, imagine Google having a coin. Obviously, their coin would probably do well. There'd be a lot of utility. The ecosystem is huge already. Users. But as far as the crypto side of things, yeah, we want crypto companies to use this. The first iteration of Matrix, you'll actually be deploying models from your MetaMask wallet. So we see crypto companies using it first, especially when they catch on. They realize it's legit, and they can just test it out for themselves. Like if they want to test us to make sure that the data is encrypted, well, they can. They just go in the block explorer and see on chain how their data has been encrypted. So we want to focus actually on these smaller crypto companies first, And then we want to have a big Web2 partner like a Google, Microsoft, Oracle, or like a government agency, for example, that will help get our encryption out to a very, very large audience. 5, mainstream media attention was mentioned, and the intention on focusing on that more is the reason this hasn't been prioritized more before been solely the fact that we can't prove our claims about Reactor without open sourcing it. How has DeepSeek done this? Did they open source, or how have they convinced the mainstream media? Well, I mean, part of why we stopped doing that was it just didn't work. I mean, maybe if we had millions of budget, we had big VCs behind us, we would have got more attention. And then part of it too is people don't want to believe that a small company can achieve these things. They would rather put their trust in something else, like the Chinese Communist Party, like they did with DeepSeek. And another reason why DeepSeek did well, I mean, because they literally had millions of people, you know, billions and billions of dollars behind the company, and all kinds of influencers to push it all over social media. I mean, just look at some of the comments before where we compared Reactor to DeepSeek and how it was much, much better in video versus DeepSeek. Yet you had DeepSeek proponents saying stuff like, "Oh, you guys should burn in hell. Oh, you're making these results up. You're streaming the answers." They said we were making up the answers. So to that end, I'll say we're just going to keep building. You know, Ari mentions here that an American company achieving what DeepSeek did for China, but for America would be great. No, I want to be that company. Reactor Mark II is amazing. Everyone in the community loves it. We're fully rolling that out with subscriptions. So we'll have some revenue through that. We're going to have Matrix here. We have unique proprietary IP. And you know, I have connections as well that are starting to go really good here, and I'm looking forward to our future here. And even though it's been slow up to this point, I think we're going to get the adoption and the growth that I've been waiting for, anyways. That I've been projecting. I mean, you guys know how many times ARK went to over 100 million. But you know, the vision has always stayed the same. So could have cashed out then or whatever, but no, we're focused on getting ARK to millions of users. And I think that's what we can do with Reactor, and especially with Matrix. I truly think that Matrix will be like the Shor's algorithm for AI. So if you know anything about encryption, about SHA 256, so that everything is encrypted with these days, everything from banks to hospitals to the internet. I think we could be the same thing, but for AI, because of what we have with our homomorphic encryption. So yeah, those are Ari's questions. Now I'm going to move to some AMA questions. So, what's today, 27th? I'm going to answer some of these extra ones in case I answered them last week, but it wasn't recorded. So, can you explain the overall goals for evolving ARK ecosystem? Explain it so dumb, or can you dumb it down so the common folk can understand and see why it matters in the overall technological trend that we're in with blockchain and AI, et cetera, et cetera. So our overall goal is mass adoption, of course. We want to partner with a big enterprise partner to get our initial encryption out to the market. And we want to just keep building our Reactor base in our community. So that's why, you know, we spent so much time focusing on Reactor. It's an amazing product now. I mean, user experience is great. Everyone in the community said that they love it pretty much. So yeah, we want Reactor to be the de facto model that millions of people use, and we want Matrix to be the encryption that everyone relies on whenever they use an AI model. I mean, you look at Apple, their model of encryption, it's more pseudonymous. It's not near as secure as ours. They still have a private key. They can still peer into your data. You know, we don't. And I believe once the world understands the encryption that we have here, we can prove it with every single transaction hash on chain. It's going to change things considerably. So yeah, our goal is for a great deal of people to use Reactor, and for all AI models to be encrypted using our matrix homomorphic encryption. So Groot asked, I'd like to better understand the differences between the tokens of ARC on ETH and ARC on Virtual, why there are two and how one affects the other. Because from my point of view, it's hard to decide whether to invest in one or another or none. So ARC on ETH is our main token. It always has been. ARC on Virtual is the extension of Reactor to the Virtuals ecosystem. So we want everyone in the Virtuals ecosystem to be able to use our AI directly in there. We want them to be able to plug in. And in order to use our AI, they're going to have to hold some Reactor on Virtuals or VARC. So different teams that are going to utilize Reactor within the Virtuals ecosystem will be required to hold that token. And then, of course, there's the main utility token ARC, which has earned with ARC, as well as access to the original Reactor and other features. Benigno asks, why do you partner with a team, Athena, that releases an AI agent that does exactly what ARC was doing? Wallet security, token safety auditing, continuous monitoring of smart contracts. Do you work together on this? So regarding Athena, I can't really say anything right now, too positive or negative, but I will say that, protocol, we have those features built in. I thought the Athena partnership would be great, especially considering that many of their big holders are from the community. So the initial adoption probably was in big part due to our community. But yeah, that's an evolving situation. And I will say that we still fully plan to move forwards with our goal of encryption, with our goal of securitizing the market with protocol. Matrix, obviously we have some really unique IP there, Reactor. But the original idea there was to just kind of scale the protocol side of things. Telegram. All right. When will ARC token be available on other exchanges? I've asked Reactor, but no answer. So we're not like most of these tokens out here that just throw money at exchanges to get listed so that they can dump on you guys, the holders. So then the founders can dump and exit. Exchanges are, almost entirely worthless unless they organically list you or unless you're not on an exchange yet. Then there's some questions about VARC. So I mentioned VARC, teams that launch on virtuals using Reactor, they're going to have to hold VARC. We want to expand into that ecosystem. We want to build plugins, as well as allow people to use Matrix directly from that ecosystem. And then, is there a more precise time frame available for the release of Matrix? I can't make any promises on like a precise timeline. Obviously, you guys have seen the live video. We can probably pass around like a demo link, but we probably won't want to release it publicly, at least for a few months with this market and everything. We want to be running pilots with companies, with big potential partners. So that's what we're focused on with Matrix right now. We don't want to jump the gun, release it publicly, and then partners feel left out. They feel like we haven't launched pilots with them. So another question, how far along are those ARC plugins on Virtuals? So right now I'm in communication directly with the Virtuals team and with founders over there. So I mean, we're working on, like, we're discussing the release of the plugins right now. Um, but I mean, with this market, there's no one launching on virtuals right now or any of these other ecosystems really. I mean, you go to Dune, look at the on-chain analytics. Um, with that plugin, it would probably be a month or two out, just because we wouldn't want to release anything in this market. But yeah, guys, and for everyone who's in here, we've been building for a really long time. Um, we have Reactor, which is a very good AI model. We have Matrix, which is our homomorphic encryption for any AI model you choose. You can deploy it directly from your wallet. And we have Protocol. We offer cheaper swaps, and we offer audits right when you swap a token, so you're not going to be buying into a rug pull. So yeah, let's pretty quick AMA. If there's any other questions, feel free to ask now, guys. And yeah, we always welcome questions, even if they're at the last minute. Hope so. By the way, that listing information, I completed that. I sent the dust over. Great. We got any more questions? Great. All right. Let's give it another minute here before we close out in case anyone has any more questions. All right. Anything on X? Anything on YouTube? All right, guys. Well, know some of you guys have been around for a very long time. Um, almost since the beginning. I thank you and I'm grateful for all of you. Just once again, I want to apologize for this bear market, and also I wish we would have made some decisions differently. Um, we wanted to make the best decisions possible for the ecosystem, but we're not perfect, and sometimes we make decisions that end up going back in our face. So that being said, though, I want you to also examine the track record. Right, so many times the project was at a really high valuation, and we just kept the original vision. Right, we didn't leave, we didn't start something new. so we could cash out on it. We've been building this vision for years. Now we're at a really unique opportunity. We're on the precipice of opportunity, and personally, I'm really excited for Reactor Mark II, for Matrix, and just the future of this ecosystem. I think that right now it's the darkest before the dawn. Um, I believe that the market's going to be coming back. We have all this regulation that's positive for the space. We have inflation coming down. We have, uh, lending rates, interest rates going down. There's a lot of positive stuff going on. And for the first time in history, we have a pro crypto government in the White House. I mean, they literally made a Bitcoin strategic reserve, and there's so many states that are working to pass that legislation as well. So don't get liquidated out by the market makers, guys. Always be smart. Not financial advice, but take profits where necessary. And thanks for your support. Thanks for being part of this community for so long. We're going to continue building towards that vision. And Godspeed to all of you. That was the State of the Arc. Thank you.